I give because it was what I was raised with. I mean, I saw my grandparents who salt of the earth people. My grandfather worked at a meat packing plant for most of his life. He ran a taxi cab. My grandmother was a domestic, raised 9 children. Never worked outside the home, but they always gave to the community. I'll give you one small example if I can
Yeah.
tell a quick story.
Of course, we love stories.
So, in Moultrie, which is where my grandparents lived, died, there was a one dry cleaner and laundromat in the black side of town back in those days. And the gentleman who owned and ran that got deathly ill, literally deathly ill. He was on death's door for many, many months. And so, if nobody stepped in, there wouldn't have been a dry cleaner for the African Americans to be able to go to, or they'd have to go to another town. And so he stepped in, even though he was already working 2 jobs, and he worked a third job of running that dry cleaner and laundromat. No money. He just did it because he said that family needs this, otherwise they will be penniless because the breadwinner is very ill and the community needs this. So I'm going to step in and do it as long as I can do it. And he did that for almost a year. And I remember watching him and saying, "Granddad, you're killing yourself. You know, why are you doing this?" Because he's getting very little sleep during this time. He said, because it's important to the people who live here that we help each other out when we can. And God's given me the strength to help him out, so I'm going to help out as long as I can. That stuck with me throughout my life. You can hear it now.
Yeah. So how old were you when this happened?
I was probably about 9 or 10, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. So at a young enough age that it was impressionable, and an old enough age that it stuck with me.
Yes.
Right. So anyway.
That's
so,
a great story.
And my
How
parents were a lot
inspiring.
like that too, and they've always raised us give to community and be involved in community, because the quality of the community is what you put into it.
Oh,
It
that's
will be
so
no better
true.
than what you're willing to sacrifice put into it. So that's what I believe. And the beauty about Atlanta to me as a young man, when I was a young man, it just seemed like a city that was open to opportunity. And it's given me plenty of opportunities, not just professionally, but personally. It gave me a beautiful wife. You know, my children have grown up dramatically. My grandchildren are growing up here. And it's a town that allows for people to give if they want to get involved. And so, you know, I wanted to give. I've been able to get involved, and I've always been welcomed doing so.
Now the ARC